Now those are limits. They're just written as we would have written them in pre-calc. So now let's write them as limits. So for this first one, the limit as x approaches negative infinity of f of x equals 2. Those two statements mean the exact same thing. It's just this is how we write it in calculus. So under LIM, which is limit, you put the x part. Whatever equation you're talking about goes right here. And then it equals whatever we filled in the blank here. So the next one's going to be the limit as what? X approaches infinity of f of x equals 2. Good. Y'all fill in the rest of them. This is so where I would pass around my iPad and have y'all write it down, but you can't do that. This is breaking my heart. My whole way of teaching is just limited. Yeah.
I was thinking how you do like the left and right thing, but I guess it's going to be the same. You write it this time.
Oh, excellent. Yes, we didn't talk about that. Yeah, Faith, so you have limit as x approaches negative 3. And here's how you show. If it's from the left, then you put a little negative here. Of f of x equals 7/6. And if it was from the right, limit as x approaches negative 3 with a little plus sign. It's kind of like an exponent. So what's the next one? Let's see, when?
Limit x approach 3
Mm-hmm.
and negative.
Mm-hmm.
F of x equal negative infinity.
Very good. And Stephen, what about the last one? Very good. Oops, that one's positive. Okay, so when we're reading, say this one, we would read it basically as we have it over here. We would read it as limit as x approaches 3 from the right-hand side of f of x equals infinity. So we just did our first limits. Yeah, not too bad. All right. Okay, so definition. Definition time. So we're going to informally define what the value of a limit represents. So the value of the limit as x approaches a, some number, of f of x represents the y value of the graph of f of x as x approaches, wait a minute, value of the graph of f of x as x approaches a, yeah, that's right. So that's in words what we did. We look at the y coordinate. We see what we're getting closer and closer to for y as we approach something on x. Now that's where people start to get confused when we start doing more and more of these. We want to look at the x and say it's, something to do with the x, but it's what it's doing with the y. So it's what it's doing up and down. And of course, we're going to be doing tons of these so that you will have them. Alrighty, moving on. Limit existence theorem. We'll write that down. I gotta cut this video